What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of skybees. So guys, last episode we were able to finally get our digital storage going. This episode, I want to expand on this. Yep, we want to get a better power supply going. We want to move this so it's in a more convenient spot. There's a lot of things that we want to do. And most importantly, since we only made the Emmy terminal, I would like to look at making the Emmy crafting terminal so we can actually use the items that are in our digital storage for crafting instead of having to like take them out and go over to a crafting table and do something with them, right? Yeah, so Emmy crafting terminal. This is a thing that we should look at, and we need a calculation processor. Now, we've made a bunch of processors before, but I don't think we've made any calculation processors, and that requires the printed calculation circuits, which requires the inscriber calculation press, which we've made the gold and the diamond ones, but not this one. So that's some more charged Certus quartz, crystal, steel, and Certus. Charged Certus quartz, which we have a bunch of. Now, I was trying to figure out how to take items out of the Emmy terminal one at a time. Normally, you press shift and then right clicking and take one, but I want to take more than one. So if I right click and I right click again, it just puts it right back in the terminal. But it turns out if you hold shift and you use your scroll wheel, yeah, you can take a bunch out at a time, which is kind of cool. Well, anyway, thought I'd just point that out. So we need 4 of those, and then we needed Certus Dust, 1 of those, and what was it, steel? So yeah, let's grab 4 of those. Awesome. Okay, so now that we have those, we can take it over to this crafting bench, do 1 of these, 1 of those, and there it is, inscriber calculation press. Awesome. Well, we know how to make these circuits. We've done the gold and the diamond ones together, so I'm just going to go ahead and make ourselves a calculation processor. So the calculation processor has been made. I went ahead and made some more printed silicon, and we grabbed our Flux crystal out of our enrichment chamber that we had last time. Now, the reason why I grabbed that is because we actually needed, I didn't realize this, pure Certus quartz crystal, which in the enrichment chamber, right? We can just put some of the Certus quartz seed in there and we get the pure Certus quartz. I have more cooking up downstairs, so we have those for later. But yeah, we have our Flux crystal from before. Anyway, so now that we have that, we have a crafting table, we have the calculation processor. The only other thing that we need for this to work is our terminal. So let's grab that, and then we'll come over to just a regular crafting table, this, and that, and there is our Emmy crafting table. Awesome. So now we have that done, we can throw that right back onto here, and now we can craft things that we want. So if we wanted to craft that recipe and we had the stuff in there, we could just shift click it in there and makes everything so much better. Anyway, so now that we have that done, we can start moving on. Now, one of the things that I wanted to work on today was trying to get our power supply going, centralize it, and make it wireless so we don't have to run power cables everywhere that we have our machines. So we can take our machine, like our what is this, the metal press, and put it over here if we wanted to and have wireless power going to it and anything else around, basically. Yeah, so that's one of the things that I wanted to look at, and I believe Flux Networks was what I was looking at last time. So Flux Networks requires us to have a Flux Plug. This is where we put power into the system, and then Flux Points is everywhere we want to receive the power. So we need at least 1 of these, and we need a whole bunch of these guys. So let's take a look at the, let's take a look at the Flux Plug real quick. And that requires some Flux cores and a Flux Block. So the Flux Block is made with Flux Dust and more of these Flux cores. So the cores are going to be made with Obsidian, Eye of Ender, and more Flux Dust. So we need a whole bunch of Flux Dust, a lot of Obsidian, and then we're going to need some Eyes of Ender. Ender pearls are fine. Blaze powder, I think the only way we've been collecting blaze powder so far is just by sifting dust, right? So we might have to look at getting a better way of doing that. Looks like the garden cloche might be an automated way of doing this. That could be cool. Or we might look at setting up some kind of a blaze spawner. That'll be for the future, I'm sure. Anyway, let's take a look at the Flux Dust. This is the more complicated process, it looks like. Now it says we left click the obsidian, and if we hover over this, it says bedrock is at Y0, redstone dust is at Y1, and then obsidian is at Y2. So if I had to guess, I'm gonna say you just throw redstone dust on top of obsidian with an airspace, and then obsidian on top of that, and then you left click the obsidian. That's what the instructions say. That's what I'm gonna go with. So let's give that a try. So we needed redstone dust. We needed obsidian. I don't think we have any up here. It's all downstairs. Downstairs. And then over at our obsidian factory over here. And then, of course, we have bedrock right here. So we're going to give this a try. So if I place obsidian here, and then somehow I jump and make the best shot of my life. Right like that. If I left click the obsidian, I'm left clicking it. Nothing's happening. So I'm not sure. Maybe it can't be next to this other block. Maybe the redstone needs to be actually right-clicked onto the bedrock. I'm right-clicking the bedrock, right-clicking the obsidian. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's something else here. So we're going to have to figure that out. All right. Well, I just tried this in a creative world, and I think the problem is I was right-clicking and not left-clicking. Yup, that's the problem. It says left click on the thing, and for some reason in my mind, right click to do something with the block, not left click it. So yes, left clicking it does in fact make this happen. Now, unfortunately, I have to mine this block. I almost wonder, would it be smarter for me to like do 9 of these at a time? And then have all the obsidian fall down on the redstone and then vein mine all the obsidian away so I don't have to do that log process for each and every block. I feel like that would probably be the best way to get this going until we can make ourselves one of these flux blocks, which is going to require, well, let's see, how many of those do we need? We need 4 of those plus some more flux dust. So that is what, 4? We need 9 in total in order to make 1 flux block, and then we can use the flux block apparently to do this. I guess I'm not sure how that's going to help because we're still going to have the obsidian falling down, which we're going to have to mine. So maybe it doesn't really matter that we make the flux block. Well, anyway, I need a whole bunch of this stuff, so I am just going to go ahead and do a whole bunch at a time, and then we can try and vein mine away the obsidian and hopefully make this process less painful. So thinking about this process a little bit more, I was trying to figure out a way that we could do some kind of an auto block placer, block breaker kind of a thing. MFR, or I'm sorry, Industrial Foregoing, MFR. Industrial Foregoing has a block breaker and a block placer, which might help us out. Alternatively, I was kind of looking, and building gadgets is in this pack, and it has an exchanging gadget. So we could set this up so it will exchange the obsidian for something that's really easy to break, like dirt or something, and then we can just vein mine that without any issue. I think that's probably what we should do, or at least give this a try, and it seems like it's relatively inexpensive, and we should be able to craft that. So there we go, there's an exchanging gadget. Now the only thing is, with this thing, I don't know how we're going to charge it. I saw there was like a little slot here in our thermo generator, but I don't know if that's to put power in or to take power out. Does this charge? Oh, it does charge. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, well, we can take some power out of our thermo generator, which is only powering our storage system right now. Yeah, we can take that out and then put it into the exchanging gadget, and then we should be able to see if this is going to do anything good for us. Well, let's just try it like that. Now, we need to place some obsidian somewhere. Oh, actually, I guess I need to grab some dirt or something that we can exchange. Okay, so if I were to have obsidian placed here, and then I do... I think I have to place this here and then do a shift right click on this with it. I think. I can't remember. What's the button to open this up? That's not the button. I thought it was G. It might be something else. I need to figure out where this is. Options, controls, exchanging gadgets, or not exchanging gadgets, that is called building gadgets. Building gadgets, anchor, connected area, fuzzy, settings menu, completely unset. So let's set that to G. What else is set to G? Chest mode switch. I don't know what this is. Let's get rid of that. It's from mechanism. Oh, nope, escape. And then radial menu, that is for chisel and bits. I think that'll be fine. I think they can share the same key. G. All right, so surface, range 1, anchor, mirror, rotate, fuzzy, connect the surface. All right, so if I do a shift right click and then, yeah, you can see when I hover over this, it now shows dirt. So right click, and there we go. Now we have the obsidian switched to dirt. All right, so that'll be nice. So does that work for 9 of these at a time? Place these down real quick, like so. I have to go back to the menu. Surface, it says range 1. Let's set this to, I don't know, range 4 or something. Right click, all the obsidian goes away. Now it's dirt, and I can easily just vein mine that by hand. Well, it looks like we turned to grass on one of those. So maybe not the best material to use. Maybe something else would be better. But as you can see, that works rather well. Probably sand would be better, I would imagine, because nothing will grow to that. It's fast to mine. We'll do sand instead. By the way, in case you guys are wondering, you can in fact do more than one at a time. Instead of going through that whole process that I just did, where I just did one at a time, yes, you can do more than one at a time. All right, so we should be able to look at making a flux plug now. I've already made one flux block, and this required us to have 4 flux cores around a flux block, which we need to do one more recipe of this, which means we need some eyes of ender. And that was our last blaze powder, by the way. So we're gonna have to look at doing something about that. So flux cores and flux plug, boom, there it is. All right, well, we got the flux plug, nothing super special about that. We are also going to want a flux controller. If we look at the tooltip, it does say it enables wireless charging on your flux network. So that means anything that you have on you, like a jetpack, for instance, can receive wireless power from your system and keep it charged. So that's definitely something that we want to do. So that requires 5 flux blocks. So that means we're gonna need some more eyes of ender, which means we are gonna have to, at this point, look at getting some blaze powder. I don't know if sifting is the best way. Is there like blaze bees or something? Maybe there probably is. Blaze honeycomb block. So if we wanted to get a bunch of blaze bees, we do that by taking a dust bee plus a sieve bee. You know what? We might actually have this. I think I did all the sieve bee recipes. I don't remember specifically making the blaze one, but I bet we have it. Yes, we do, right here, blaze bee. I moved all the bees, by the way, from over there, which was kind of weird that we just had that chest full of bees over there all by itself over to here. So yes, we have a blaze bee. So blaze bee requires what for a flower? Can we do anything with this? If we take a look at the bee flowers, it requires just any random flower. Okay. So that means we can put it into any hive here that just has one flower. So like this one, we'll throw that in here. We'll import it. We'll let it do its cooldown. And then I need to get it a flower. So we'll actually do something. I don't remember if I have any flowers up here. Let's take a look. Flower. Yes, we have a dandelion. We'll put one dandelion in this particular apiary. And should I wait for these bees to finish up before I put the flower in there? Maybe I should. That one's done. Maybe if I'm quick, it won't matter. It matters. That bee doesn't know what it's doing anymore. Uh-oh, I lost one of my pieces of wood here. There it is. So there's that. There's that. So now the multi-block should form, the bees should know where they're going, and everything should be all happy again. I need to unlock the blaze bee so it can go find its flower, and then I need to put something downstairs for the blaze honeycomb to exist in. So let me do a few more things here and we'll be right back. So as it turns out, the flower that we put in there for our blaze bee is incorrect. I'm not sure why it showed that required a regular flower. If we go in here to bee flowers, it obviously is a blaze mesh. So yeah, something got screwed up there. Maybe I clicked on the wrong thing. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, we need a blaze mesh. So in order to do that, I went ahead and I sifted 8 stacks of dust, and this is the stuff that we got from there. We got 26 blaze powder, which is awesome. So we need the blaze powder in order to spawn in some blaze here. So let's put all of this stuff away. So we are going to look at making the blaze doll, right? I think we did this once before. I can't remember. Maybe we haven't made the blazing doll. We've made another doll. I think it was to get our first bee. So blazing doll, we'll make one of those. What did we just lose there? Oh, was that the last nether ward? Uh-oh. I might have to get more of those. I wasn't expecting to completely lose out on something. Anyway, so blazing doll. Yeah, we have a bone splitter, with looting 5 on there. So hopefully when we kill the blaze, we'll get a whole bunch of blaze rods. The other thing that we're going to need to do, let's see, add to a barrel of lava to spawn in a blaze. So we need a barrel. We don't have a barrel. We need, I guess we have some downstairs. I'll make a stone barrel real quick. We'll make one of those. I need a bucket, which we don't have. How are we doing on iron up here? We're doing fine. Doot. Iron for moving lava around. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and give this a try. And then after that, I'm going to have to figure out how to get some more nether wart. I think we're probably going to sift soul sand or something for that. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but I'm sure something along those lines is probably what we need to do. So we'll grab the lava, put it into here, and put this guy, right click it. Yeah, okay, so the progress is coming up. We're at 40, 50, 60, 80, almost there, and there it is. Hey, get off me. Yeah, there we go. 5 blaze rods right away. So it looks like I might have to do this 1 to 2 more times in order to get our 9 blaze rods. So I'm gonna figure out how to get some nether wart real quick. Let's do that. So nether wart is made. Nether wart block. Oh, we could have done botany pots. That might be something to set up so we never have to worry about that again. Yeah, soul sand, it looks like any sifting mechanism, 10% chance. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get some of that, try and get a stockpile of that, make some more of these blazes, and we'll be back. Well, on the very next blaze, I ended up only getting 3 rods, so we had 8, and then the third one, I only got 1 rod, even though we're using looting 5, yep. And then we had 9, but now we have a full stack of them. Our blaze bees happy over there. We are processing our blaze combs. They're coming in. I made a drawer. I stopped our iron. We have like over 500, nearly 700 iron already processed. So I think we're good on that. So yeah, we're processing the blaze honeycomb right in there, and we are getting more blaze rods as we speak, which is fantastic. I also set up our nether wart over here in its own botany pot, hopping botany pot. So we are collecting that, and we won't have to worry about that in the future, which is fantastic. So yeah, we can put our blaze rods into there. And off camera, I went ahead and made ourselves a flux controller and some flux points. The points require these flux cores around block of redstone. I think a redstone bee is probably going to be in our future. I bet we're running low. Yeah, I see only 9 blocks in there. 9 blocks plus, oh no, I guess we got a whole bunch of dust. Okay, well, we can turn those into blocks, I suppose. So it looks like we have more. Half a stack of redstone blocks. All right, I think we're good for a little bit. But yeah, anyway, so we wanted to get this hooked up. So let's take a look at this flux controller. I'm not sure where we're going to put this. I guess we can just kind of put it somewhere out of the way for now. Stick it right here. So flux controller, please select a network. Well, we don't have a network created, so it's going to say click to create a new network, or we can click this button here. Hypnotized network is fine. Security encrypted, private, the public is fine. We're on single player. That way I don't have to worry about a password or anything. Color, blue's fine. Create. Okay. So now this is, oh, that made it sound. Please select the network, Hypnotized network. Okay. So name flux controller, priority 0, transfer limit 800,000. Surge mode, disable limit, chunk looting. Chunk looting? Okay, we want chunk looting on, I suppose. Wireless charging. We want hotbar slots. Like, main inventory disabled. How do I enable that? Offhand, main hand, enable wireless. It won't let me do main inventory, but I can do my hotbar, armor slots, and curio slots, I guess. Okay. Network connections. Yeah, we don't have anything set up. This gives us like information about our power usage. All right, that's kind of cool. Well, we aren't doing anything with that just yet. We need a flux plug set up somewhere so we can start inputting power. So let's see how this works. You know what? I guess we're just going to go ahead and take that. Whoop, I didn't mean to cue my pick. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get rid of that. Get rid of this. And the flux plug is going to sit right here. Select a network. Okay. And I think that's all we have to do. So maybe if we come downstairs, we can see something happening here. Network connections, plugs 1, network status. Okay, well, I guess we don't see anything happening until we start using power, maybe? So let's take our Emmy controller. We'll plop that down right here. This is temporary. We'll put this here and select a network. This one, output minus 200 FE per tick. That seems like a lot. Okay, now we're, oh, it was charging, right? Yeah, so this thing has an internal power storage of 8K. So now we're using some number, I guess between 6 and 8 or 4. It's really hard to tell. Anyway, so network statistics. Man, this chart's kind of cool. Okay, average tick. Right. Well, anyway, the important thing is we have wireless power, right? So the power is coming from over here. We are wirelessly transferring it to here. That means we can start setting up our power generation somewhere completely out of the way and then always have the power where we want it. And that is fantastic. So that's going to be our next step. I need to go ahead and move this power generation and the power generation we have down here, start consolidating it, moving it somewhere else, getting it out of the way, and then we can put flux points everywhere instead of running power wires everywhere. Well, I've moved our power system away from where our centrifuges are, and instead we now have one flux point providing power to our energy cable, right? We could get rid of this energy cable completely and put a flux point on each one of these centrifuges. We might do that in the future. But yeah, we're currently using about 90 FE per tick here. And it looks like everything is pretty well stabilized. Yeah, so we're using about a total of 110 FE on the network. So this is where our current power generation is, right? So we moved it from over there over here, and then I moved our one thermo generator from upstairs down here. So now we have all three of them together providing power to one flux plug. So we're just taking the power out of this one into this pipe into here. Same thing on that side. So all three of them are connected to here. So network connections. Yeah, we can see all the different things on the network, which is pretty cool. Again, it's not really using too much power. We can see all sorts of different information. Now, the only other thing that I haven't tried with this is I haven't tried the wireless charging. We saw that it can do it, but we haven't actually done it yet. Oh, by the way, yeah, I did move our applied energistics stuff. I moved it right here into the center so we can just walk up to the terminal and access our things here. I think that looks a little bit better. Put all this stuff away. So let's take a look at that, the building gadget that we made earlier. It doesn't charge in my inventory, but if I put on my hotbar, it should do something. Although I'm not seeing it charged. I'm not seeing it charge while I have it hovered over or selected. Why is this not working? Wireless charging. Oh, did I not click apply? Is that what happened? Apply. And now, yeah, there we go. Now it's charging. Is it charging when I don't have it selected? It's not charging if it's just in my inventory, but if it's on the hotbar, there we go. So that's cool. Now we have the ability to wirelessly get electricity, or I guess energy, from our wireless system here. And again, we saw that will work for our inventory or armor slots over here. So if we make ourselves a jetpack, we should be able to fly indefinitely, and that's probably going to be one of the next things that we look at doing here in this series. And with that, I think we're about at the end of today's episode. So we got our wireless power hooked up, we got our applied energistics in a better spot, we've cleaned up the area a bit, our power is consolidated, which is great. We need to get better power going. Having 3 of those producing 70 FE per tick is great, but we should be able to upgrade those further still. Other things that we definitely need to look at is improving how fast our centrifuges work and looking at making the better centrifuges so we can put more stuff in, get more resources out, get a lot more of these hives going without having to worry about it. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.